Okay, hello my awesome artists. This is our first online video that I will be explaining. Hopefully it's gonna go well. I'm still practicing as we're all getting used to doing this online learning. So I wanted to chat with you about this first project. We are going to be creating a flower and we're going to be practicing our line techniques. So as of now, you've reviewed and you've practiced drawing curvy lines, straight lines, zigzag lines. Today we're going to be focusing more on curvy lines, okay, and working with shapes. So we're going to start by drawing our flower. Now, you can either have a black crayon or an oil pastel. In art class, all the brick and mortar students are going to be using an oil pastel. So I'm going to be using that. Don't worry about smudging. That's just part of the process. It's okay. Just do your best. Now first, I suggest maybe looking in some books or online for some flowers so you can get an idea of what you're going to be drawing. I always like to have something to look at while I'm drawing, so this is what we're going to be referring to. The first thing we're going to be drawing is the center of the flower. So in the center of your paper, we're going to be drawing a big circle. And remember last year when I said before you start, just practice by ghost drawing, which means moving your hand in a circle around and around until you think you have it. Once you think you have it, get ready and press down. You're going to get your best circle out of that technique. So hopefully that helps you. So once you draw your circle, we then need to obviously draw the petals. So we're going to be using curvy lines to do that. Now, my biggest thing is that I want you to make these petals go off the page. We want to make this a giant dynamic flower so we have more room to draw more lines and we have more room to paint or color at home if you do not have paints. So start making your curvy line petals going out. Now you can make big and fat petals or you can make really skinny petals. It's really up to you. You are the artist. So start drawing those petals. Notice I'm not completing the petal because it's going off the page. I want these petals to touch. I don't want much space in between. Just do your best. If there is space between, that is okay. You will notice if you were a kindergartner, your petals might look a little bit different than what a second grader can do. That's because second graders have had more time and more practice drawing curvy lines. They're older. They've had more years of art. So it's okay. We're all learning. So I want you to make sure your petals are going off the page. So here is my finished flower. This is where we should be. Again, it's okay if you have smudges. Just do your best. Try not to touch where you have your black, but if it's been touched, it's fine. Now at home, you're welcome to color in these with marker or crayon. It's up to you. Just remember, do your best. Crayon is going to have a very little tip. So coloring all that in might take some time. So just do your best. You might want to color from on the side of your crayon. If you have other colored oil pastels, it's great because you can use the side there, and that's without the paper. Is great. If you have watercolors at home, feel free to use those. I just really want you to focus on pushing on the paper as hard as you can to get that black line and to practice your curvy lines. In class, we're going to be using tempera cakes. These are dry little cakes that once they're wet, they turn into paint. So let me wet my brush. Okay, and I'm going to start painting the center of my flower. We love paint in art class. Remember, just do your best, coloring in and leaving as little white space as possible. Okay? So we're going to color in all of this. Okay? I'm going to be painting. Pick your favorite colors. It does not matter to me what your favorite colors are. Do your best. I would like you to use a variety of colors. And you guys know what the variety means. It means different. So I'd like you to use different colors. So if you use red in the center, maybe make some of the leaves green. Okay? And maybe make some of the leaves a different color. But while my brush is still in the green paint, I'm going to keep that color on my brush. Notice I've skipped a couple petals. Maybe I'll paint this one green, and then I might move on with a color. So I can have different color options. I'm cleaning my brush. Okay, maybe I'll go to this beautiful magenta color. Paint one of the petals that. So I'm going to stop the video and move on. Basically, by the end of this, day one of this line flower project, I would like you to have your flower drawn out with your crayon or oil pastel and every petal colored in along with the center. Then the next class, we're going to be adding lines, more lines. We're going to be practicing more lines on top of our artwork. But that's day two. We've got to let this dry. And the next class, students will be coloring or drawing in the lines. Okay, awesome artists. So I have finished painting my flower, and I decided, because I was having so much fun, I love painting, that I painted the background as well. You're welcome to do that if you have the time. I'm adding a little bit more red because I wasn't happy with how light it was. I really want my red to have, or my center to have emphasis, which means it stands out. That's one of the principles of design we're going to be working with this year. So just to review, notice I've used curvy lines to make my flowers and my center of my flower and my petals, right? I've used a variety, which is another element of art, and that means different. I've used different colors, a variety of colors. It adds more interest to my artwork than just having it all one color or only two colors. I wanted a variety of colors. Notice I've also placed my colors all around my artwork. So if I did a little bit of magenta here, I wanted it over here as well. So I kind of changed where I put my color. I didn't do all the blue over here and all the green over here. I kind of thought about it for a little bit and I added my color in all different spots. And last but not least, I filled in the backgrounds. That's up to you if you feel like you have the time. Now next class, we are going to be adding lines, the lines that we have learned on top of our flowers, but we need this to dry. So in our brick and mortar class, this will be their next class, so it's going to be the next class for you as well. I hope you had fun, and I cannot wait to see your artwork. Just go ahead and upload what you have done for today, attach your screen, your picture to Canvas, and I can't wait to see it.